Welcome back. So, this story, missing for 32 years, Arizona teen. She has just been found. That to me is crazy. Let's get off into it.
Christina Plant was just 13 years old when she vanished from the small Arizona town of Star Valley, about 100 miles north of Phoenix, in 1994. Plant disappeared in broad daylight under what authorities say were suspicious circumstances, noting that she left her home on foot to go to the stable where her horse was and was not seen again.
Wow.
The case went cold after
Wow.
exhaustive ground searches and decades
Yeah, that
of dead
guy's
ends.
never go to
But
the
32 years
stable.
later, the Gila County Sheriff's Office says they located her alive after its cold case unit re-examined the case.
It is
Crazy.
rare that any cold case gets solved.
Lance Lysing is a retired FBI special agent. New technology and
sad.
a detailed case.
That just means that there's so many cases that have been unsolved. I always remember growing up, so many people that have been, I mean, of course, you know, by and large, the majority of people in prison, I guess, are guilty, but that's not to say that there's a sizable fraction. I mean, look, even if it's 2% of thousands, if not millions of people are innocent or whatever the percentage is. Let me see if I can look at what the percentage is. How many people are suspected to be innocent in prison? 1 to 6%. So, you know, if you have 100,000 people, that's 6,000 people that could potentially be innocent. That's a lot of people. And I'll tell you this, it's way more than 100,000 people in prison. Let's see, how many people are in prison in the United States? 1.25 million. Guys, help me with my math. What is 6% of 1.25 million? 75,000. 75,000 people. So obviously, you know, there's a lot of cold cases that don't get solved. There's a lot of people in prison that are innocent. We have far from a perfect justice system, guys. So just remember that the next time you're in prison and somebody tells you they're innocent. But yeah, I'm just not happy about all that.
Case review ultimately led to a breakthrough, according to the sheriff's office. What new tools does law enforcement have at their fingertips to solve these cases that have gone cold?
This guy's shaking his
Surveillance
head
cameras
too.
to cell phone technology. None of those were that prevalent or even used. Cell phones, especially
True. True, you think about it. So I graduated high school, or was supposed to graduate in 96, 97, and I ended up studying abroad for a year in the Netherlands. That's a story for another day. But I remember going over there, we only just got cell phones, and so you're talking about at the turn of the century, the turn of the millennium, from, you know, 1990s to the year 2000, we got internet, cell phones, all these different things. So all these 20-year-old kids right now, just before they were born, we got internet and cell phones. So much has happened, and we're just scratching the surface now. We're about to go to Mars and have personal robots, which I think will be the new cell phone. I mean, I don't think cell phones will be replaced, but I think we'll be using robots for everything. Like, robot, tell me, just like we're doing Alexa and Siri and Grok and ChatGPT on our phones, we'll just be talking to the robot. Hey, I'm gonna go. Will you take care of this? And then you'll be talking to your robot for everything.
phone analysis wasn't
I think it's actually going to be pretty cool.
even used in 1994. It's completely changed the strategy of all investigations.
To protect Plant's privacy and well-being, the sheriff's office is not saying where she was found or what happened to her, only that her status as a missing person has been resolved.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. That relief that you will feel as an investigator and the high fives around the squad room, it's a moment.
I think I've seen this before. They don't when someone is found like that, a lot of times they don't like to say anything because I don't know why I want to call it the Polanski effect, right? Roman Polanski was the guy, the director who did The Pianist, a lovely movie, but he was the guy that molested a woman, a young girl in a hot tub at like 13, 14. And then by the time they actually cracked down on him, or he like, I think he fled and he wasn't allowed back in the United States. And I think when he won his first Oscar or second Oscar, because I think he won for, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat, I think he won for French Connection. That was the movie he did with Gene Hackman. I think he directed that movie. He also did Chinatown with Jack Nicholson, just widely hailed, one of the best movies ever. And Faye Dunaway, old movie for you guys that were, speaking of, born after the year 2000. It's an old movie for me. But by the time they interviewed her, you know, of course, there's a chorus of people that are saying, oh, he's so despicable and everything like that. Well, this lady had grown up, and she, you know, as people get older, they just want to preserve their peace. You know, I was talking about in another video how nobody wants to call people out anymore. Everyone wants to talk in politically correct speech, and that's because as you get older, you know your mind better, and you just want to have more peace. So you watch what you put in your mind, because you'll be thinking about that later. And so I think a lot of times people don't want to delve into these things, and that's why they don't tell people, in this case, what happened to them or make a big deal out of it, because they want to enjoy what little life they have left.
Family associated with this, for the friends back in that time frame, for the community themselves, same thing.
And in a press release, the sheriff had this to say about the...
But yeah, very nice for the community to know that, you know, and I mean, it just kind of reverses all the stories, you know, instead of, remember this, when this girl went missing? It's like, oh, now it's a big story. Oh, remember, she's found.
Case, and I quote, it underscores the importance of cold case review initiatives and the impact of evolving technology in bringing long-awaited answers to families and communities. Tom Hanson, CBS News, New York.
Very interesting. All right, guys, I'm going to be doing another drop. I hope you enjoyed that little vignette. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.